All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is Thursday, June 5th. We're taking a look at NASDAQ. As always, we have some a little bit of nice volatility here this morning ahead of the bell. Initially, I believe that was jobless claims. You get the push lower into pretty much undercutting prior overnight low, which was right through here, 723, almost into the 21,700 level of interest. That gets quickly absorbed right into some overnight structure, right? You can just see the little range right through there. So get the push, a little bit of a pullback into session volume point of control, and then we get some more news here. Price actually breaks the 21,850, which has been a critical pivot, a level that we've been watching for a couple of weeks now, ever since Thursday, May 29th. And now we're seeing price actually probe that level a little bit, actually test that level. That's going to be the main focus level for today. One of the scenarios that I'm keeping an eye on and that I'm thinking about is the potential for an up thrust. Want to see if that is actually going to pan out or not. If so, sellers will be looking for acceptance beneath the 21,850. The other thing that we have to keep in mind today is that NFP is tomorrow. So we do have some news hitting the tape this morning, but typically in a more normal environment, you're going to see a slow day ahead of NFP, right? More of a choppy, more of a range bound day. So it's definitely a scenario that we want to keep in mind and potentially plan for. I'll be watching volume to confirm that, to confirm or deny that. Now, if sellers are successful with the upthrust, they're going to be targeting 21,700 and then down into 21,500. Remember, this is largely just a near-term range here, sideways range. So it should be an interesting day. And don't forget NFP tomorrow. That's going to be another volatile session as well. As of right now, right off the open, we do have the prior day high here in close proximity to price. So I like to see how price responds to this prior day high. That's 803, 21,803. And that should give us some pretty good clues, at least for the early morning. Let me take a look at economic calendar. So yeah, we don't have any other prints today other than some Fed speak. I would also suggest keeping an eye on those news feeds. I believe we have some tariff headlines hitting the tape, so keep an eye on that. Got about 3.5 minutes till the open here. NQ just kind of consolidating on the prior day high. Consolidation. Yesterday ended up being that range day that we discussed. We did see price technically make a new high of day there near the close, but broadly speaking, I mean, this is just choppy range day, right? So, all right, 2 minutes till the open. We are right here. Prior day high. NQ prior day high. ES kind of just shy of that prior day high and 6K level of interest. That's your nearest level to keep on watch. In ES, 'As always, we're just looking for that easiest money play. Just looking to follow our rules, not take any emotionally charged trades. Everything should be pre-planned. Thirty seconds till the open. Freshly cleaned desk, Dom. Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's see this open right here. A little structure ahead of the bell. Prior day high right there. Overnight high is way up at 898, basically 900. Just call that 900. Okay, there's the open. We got decent volume coming in already. Just shy of 850. 850 is the main level on watch today. Great volume coming in. So price gives a little break of that structure, gets just about into that 850, and sellers step in pretty heavy there. We're now into VWAP. VWAPy. Session volume point of control down there at 750. I got some major lag. We got some big time lag over here. NQ is pretty much no man's land for me, so just staying patient. Keep an eye on the prior day high. Prior day high is 803. 803. Just right back here. Structures might be a little bit wider, so make sure you're paying attention to width of structure, width of your stop. Important to double check that. When the volatility starts to go, you got some lag too, Dom? For me, it was in Tradeovate. I imagine the exchange is clogged up. So zooming in a little bit, NQ is still right here at prior day high, kind of sitting above VWAP. But what I'm focused on is this pre-market structure right here. NQ struggling with that prior day high. Good reference point right now. Remember, we know 850's been rejected. We know that upside level of interest has been rejected so far. Make your 5-minute RTH. Oh, that looks silly. How wide is this opening 5-minute bar? 80 points. So the gap has been filled. The very small gap we had has already been filled. Bumping into 800 again. Prior day high area. You got ES slowly coming into the 59.75 level of interest. Just noted the weekly volume point of control shifted higher, 763. And volume's just gone again. There we go, coming into the lows. Session low 761. If you trade ES, keep an eye on that prior day low area. NQ right into the low. Got a session volume point of control just beneath 750. So we have the reject of 850, a lower high at prior day high, rejection there, getting into the overnight low 712. Trailed too tight down. All good. All good. The day is young, as we like to say. NQ, a little bounce there, back into VWAP. No, that too tight trail is a perfect trail. Yeah, gotta love that. 1 minute you hate it, the next you love it. That's trading for you. Grabbed a little sample with the ES. See what we can get out of this thing. Tight trails here. Very tight trails. Prior bar low. There it goes. Darn. Couple points. We'll take it. We'll take it. NQ, not a ton I can do here based on trade location. So staying patient right now. Staying patient with the NASDAQ. I did give the opening drive an attempt there up into 850. No follow through, so we just cut it. Now just chilling. Chill in. This morning is flying. Wow, we're already 15 minutes in. How we doing? How we doing so far? I like to see NQ either up above prior day high, up above 850, or a reaction down into 700. Irv daily goal with RTY. Nice, man. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. ES still down here. Did not reposition. Keep an eye on that one for sure. Yeah, location kind of keeping me out here, Dom. Same. Not really where I want to be involved following a potential 850 up thrust here. NQ rejecting VWAP. We're getting back in a session low. NQ new low of day. Overnight low, next downside reference point, then the 700. Good volume coming in. Really good volume. YM just puking. Russell, same. ES down through 975. NQ into 700. Yeah, so we have that higher time frame up thrust panning out. So if this area fails, we're looking at 500, way lower. Way, way lower. You do have the prior day low on the way as a reference point. But given the context right now, I would wait for the level of interest personally. Just be my preference. Yeah, the short was beautiful, Benny. Nice work, man. Nicely done. Nice push right there. Very nice push right there. Here's session volume point of control. 21,750 being tested. Got the trail just beneath 725. Three for three after this one. Had the little scalp and ES, the opening drive NQ trade. There's the trail. And the 700 level of interest with the overnight low intraday reversal. Not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. You know? Intraday structure is still that downtrend. At this point, probably wait till 10 a.m. A little higher low there near the overnight low. Pretty nice. No position. His structure target for that higher low initial target right there. Like I said, no position. Nice trade though. A nice setup right there. That higher low. Or the short does. Nice. Yeah, the higher low looks good. I like the initial entry better. The one we're in, long versus 700, reclaim of the overnight low. Personally, as of right now, I'm just waiting until 10 a.m. for any fresh exposure. NQ knocked down at the session volume point of control. Back into session low. So far, still just with the two trades on NASDAQ. Like I said, waiting for 10 now. Let's get 10 a.m. behind us. No data or anything. Oh, yeah, then we did have that little ES long as well. Looks like that ended up being an appropriate trail there. All right, here comes 10 a.m. No data, at least that I'm aware of. We're staying with 21,700 as the main focus right here. There you go. Nice push. No position, just an observation. Well, love to see that sort of reaction versus the levels of interest. A little 10 a.m. reversal time. And if you're in that most recent test of the 700, this is your target area intraday structure. Session volume point of control still here at 750. NASDAQ just kind of consolidating here. Structure's getting a little bit tighter. Staying patient now. Staying patient. Staying patient. NQ breaking above the structure. VWAP right there at 772 with prior day volume point of control. A little rejection there, right back into the structure. Volume tapering back down again. Kind of slowing down a bit. Still in the structure. We've got a 50-point structure here for the past half hour. The 50 yoint structure. See how the lows are treated. There we go. It's waking up a little bit. Waking up a little bit, saying wakey, wakey. Man, I've got some crazy lag. Must be my machine. Is the stream quality okay? Got wild lag here. Mm. Good, Martin. All right, thanks. Thank you, sir. Stream's good. All right, all right. All right. Sweet. All right, we gave it a little try down there. Let's see what we could get out of this. I got the trail already in profit, 718-ish. Try and run for that structure high. If not, no worries. Gonna lift it a little bit. Basically just trading a 50-point structure here, going for that 750 area. Just shy of 750, right where the session volume point of control is. Oh, here comes the trail. Oh, held on. Held on. What do you know? Yeah, Dom, the idea there, just intraday structure, got the level of interest and overnight low just beneath. See a little bit of a stronger push up here into the 745 area. There we go. I'm going to lift the trail, getting into my final target. We'll trail at 732. And there it is, trailed out. A little scalp. Little scalpola. Really don't love the action here with the volume. Yeah, Benny, I'll post them in the TMG chat. All right, see you, Ray. Have a good one, man. Yeah, volume's a big concern right now. Remember, NFP is tomorrow, so what is the likelihood that the market puts in a big move today? That was one of the things we talked about at the start of the stream. Don't really want to overdo it. Don't want to overdo it today. See what the next 15 minutes has in store. So maybe a short one. Might be an abbreviated session. Buyers are looking for a full push into the 750, unable to get there so far. Rolling over back into the overnight low. Considering price on the most recent bounce, the trade I was in did not test the high of the structure. I do not want to be a buyer again down here personally. NASDAQ just sitting here on the overnight low. Look at the 5 minute. Looks like barcode, a bit of barcode developing there. I'll give this session about 10 more minutes to leave the current structure, and we'll call it. 4 for 4 on the morning. No need to press the gas here pre-NFP, at least personally. Good volume. Volume about 50% average at this time. Historical average at this time of day is 1.3K. Currently trading 600 per 1 minute bar. It's insanely low. Insanely low. There you go. Back in a session volume point of control here. NQ pushing up into VWAP, getting towards the high of this structure right now. It's a decent little push there. No position personally. Good uptick in volume as well. Did you grab that, Dom? Look at that. Coming into prior day high. Gathering material. Nice. Good volume coming in. Let's see how prior day high is going to be treated. The session may be back from the dead here. See if we get some more opportunities. $15-minute looks way better, Benny. Heck yeah. Sellers could not even break the 700 after that 850 up thrust. This shows you who's in control of this tape. There's 800 trading, and your prior day high is 803. So we're looking at the reaction at the prior day high here on NASDAQ. 700 level of interest held as support, overnight low held as support. A little rejection there at prior day high. NQ back into this VWAP area, volume point of control. Or excuse me, prior day volume point of control. Current sesh volume point of control still down here, 750. Yeah, so far this is that range day that we discussed. It's a solid possibility for today based on NFP tomorrow. But we got some good volume coming in, so let's see. Decent volatility here. Decent. There we go. It's waking up. Good reject of the prior day high. Right back into that structure, intraday structure. Session volume point of control right in this area, 750. This is last week's high, this line right there here, last week's high for RTH anyway. Good old RTH. See how buyers treat this session volume point of control, and if this area fails, we'll see that reaction into 700 again. Look at that, into session low. Now it's waking up. Now it's waking up. We get some news right there, I imagine. Highest volume of the sesh. 700 holds. Let's check the tape. I don't see anything. Nothing in the tape that I see. Yeah, same Mish. Same. That was a nice hold. I couldn't find an entry there, so even on the 15-second. Yeah, Benny. Now right right back into prior day high. There has got to be some news. Something's happening. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Uh, we got some China news coming out. U.S. should withdraw its measures against China. U.S. and China should reduce misunderstandings. U.S. and China should increase cooperation on economy and trade. Got some good volatility here. If you can find an entry, that retest of 700 did not give an entry. This just goes to show, though, that even with the news, the technicals will be respected. Look, you have the rejection there at prior day high. You have the hold at overnight low and the 21,700 level of interest. Back into target at the prior day high. That's why when people are posting about your levels are no match for my tweets or whatever, it's all just cope nonsense. It's a skill issue. Makes the springs even better. Yeah. Agreed, Martin. If you can find the entry, it makes them even better. I agree. 1000%. So we have a pretty well-defined structure here right now. 700 level of interest by prior day high is going to be the two main levels to keep an eye on for the rest of today. That's a tradable range. It's definitely a tradable range. I'm going to go ahead and call it a morning here. 4 for 4 on the day, one scalp in ES and the other three in NQ. We had the opening drive trade and then a few longs versus the 700 level of interest there. So solid morning. Yes, sir. I think, yeah, the real action comes tomorrow with NFP. So let's see what the rest of today has in store. Lower expectations personally, but I'll definitely be keeping an eye on that 21,700 area. Keep an eye on the news feed as well. If we get here we go. It's waking up. Waking up a little bit more, coming into 850 now. There's your 850. New high of day, not quite. Not quite. There you go. Let's see this 850 reaction if sellers hammer this thing again. It's the big, big level. Whatever you do, don't chase. Whatever you do. Overnight high is your upside reference point up there at 900 if it's needed. Anyway, I'm gonna call it a day. If we break 850 and show some market structure up above, I'll definitely entertain that. Shoot for the overnight high, but for now, gonna call it. Hope you guys had a good morning. We'll keep it going in the Traders Think Tank. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. Take care.